This is the AI News Flash for August 23rd, 3 a.m. UTC. First up, Nvidia is in early-stage talks with South Korean AI inference-chip startup Rebellions on options ranging from a technical partnership to an investment or an outright acquisition, Bloomberg reported, and Korean media picked up the story over the weekend. According to the report, CEO Jensen Huang met Rebellion's co-founder and CEO Sung-Hyun Park at Nvidia's Santa Clara headquarters this week, and the discussions covered a technical partnership and equity investment in a possible acquisition. Founded in 2020 and based in Bundang, Rebellions designs neural processing units for data center inference merged with SK Telecom's chip unit Sapion in 2024, and has raised about $850 million from investors including SK Hynix, Samsung Ventures, ARM, and the Korean government, with a latest valuation of roughly $2.3 billion. It raised $400 million in March, and its CFO said it was preparing an IPO on Korea's main exchange. Nvidia has been absorbing chip and model startups without formal acquisitions, from its $20 billion non-exclusive license deal with Grok late last year to the $6 billion poolside arrangement this week, and a Rebellions deal could follow the same pattern. South Korea treats advanced semiconductors as strategic national assets, so anything resembling an acquisition would face Korean regulatory review on top of U.S. antitrust scrutiny. The talks are early and may not produce a deal, and neither company commented. Second, Alibaba's June-quarter results, released on the 20th, showed cloud AI product revenue growing at triple digits for a 12th straight quarter, while management said shifting to in-house chips will shorten the payback period on AI servers to 2.5 years. Total revenue rose 9% to 269 billion yuan. External cloud revenue grew 45%, the fastest in 22 quarters, and AI-related product revenue reached about 12.4 billion yuan, an annualized run rate of 49.5 billion yuan. On the cost side, capital expenditure jumped 75% to 67.7 billion yuan, about $10 billion. Free cash flow was an outflow of 44.7 billion yuan, and net income fell 75% to 10.4 billion yuan. The shares dropped more than 5% after the release. Its self-designed inference chip, the Zhenwu M890, has been adopted through Alibaba Cloud by more than 650 external customers across over 20 industries, including autonomous driving and financial services, and CEO Eddie Wu said self-developed chips are a long-term and important direction whose share in its data centers will keep rising, replacing more commercially purchased chips. CFO Toby Xu said AI servers currently recover their cost in about 3 years, and that improving gross margins on AI services plus a higher in-house chip ratio should bring that down to 2.5 years or less, adding that servers bought between 2018 and 2020 with Nvidia V100 and A100 chips are still running at near full capacity. The third, California Governor Gavin Newsom on Saturday signed AB 1651, a bill requiring the State Bar of California to disclose in advance any use of AI-generated content in the bar exam. Authored by Republican Assemblymember Diane Dixon of Newport Beach, the law requires the State Bar to post a disclosure on its website at least 60 days before any exam administration that uses AI-generated content in exam questions, performance tests, answer keys, or scoring rubrics, and to print a disclosure on the cover of study materials, such as practice questions. It covers content developed by or at the explicit direction of the State Bar, regardless of whether humans later reviewed it, and takes effect on January 1, 2028. The bill responds to the February 2025 bar exam, when the State Bar later admitted that 23 of the 171 scored multiple-choice questions had been drafted by an outside non-lawyer contractor with AI assistance, a revelation that, combined with software failures on exam day, drew an uproar from test takers and the legal community. Newsom signed 5 bills the same day, including a privacy measure for immigration support service providers, and the law stands as one of the first to write transparency rules for AI use by a licensing examiner into statute. Fourth, Pope Leo XIV told the International Catholic Legislators Network at the Vatican on Friday that in the age of AI, the family is the first school of humanity, and urged lawmakers to promote AI policies that protect families. The audience in the Clementine Hall was part of the network's 17th annual meeting in Rome from August 20th to 23rd, held under the theme Human Dignity and Artificial Intelligence, Challenges, Chances, and Control, with Cardinals Schönborn and Bow among those present. The Pope said it is within the family that we first learn trust before calculation, generosity before competition, dialogue before division, and love before power, and warned that AI must never be allowed to erode this primary cell of society, whether by reducing persons and relationships to data and simulations, by flooding young minds with content that distorts desire, or by economic models that make family life economically precarious. He also pointed to a world where algorithms decide who is seen and who remains invisible, and where the dignity of workers is subordinated to the optimization of systems, called for robust legal frameworks, independent oversight, and informed users, and said the question is not what can we do, but what ought we to do. Rather than hinder innovation, he asked legislators to guide it wisely and to back policies that strengthen marriage and families and support parents, extending to lawmakers the demand for legal frameworks and independent oversight he set out in his May encyclical Magnifica Humanitas. Fifth, the Jersey City Council in New Jersey has unanimously passed an ordinance banning new standalone data centers in the city's industrial district, making it the 34th municipality in the state to block AI data centers. Ordinance 26057, approved 9-0 at the August 19th council meeting, amends the Land Development Ordinance to remove data centers from the permitted principal uses in the industrial district and adds a definition stating that data centers and cyber hotels are not warehousing uses. Small co-located facilities that occupy 1 or 2 floors of a building and serve financial or research institutions remain permitted, and the 5 existing data centers inside office buildings are unaffected. Mayor James Solomon said data centers eat up power, drive up utility bills for every ratepayer in the state, and employ almost nobody, and the city becomes the second in Hudson County after Bayonne to enact a ban. At the state level, Governor Mickey Sherrill signed the Data Center Fair Share Law on July 7th, creating a separate utility rate class for data centers, as local restrictions over the power and water demands of AI infrastructure spread along the East Coast. That's all for this AI News Flash.